So you've been learning irregular verbs in English and you know that they all end in ed. So it's finished, right? No, there's a lot more to it, so stick around to find out more. Hi, my name's Phil and this is the IELTS Grind where we talk about all our tips for passing the IELTS and not becoming a sufferer of the grind of learning English. So today we're going to be talking about the regular verbs in English in the past tense. So as you know, verbs in English in the past, when they're regular, always end in ed. But let's look at a few examples. So listen to these verbs and think about the past form in the regular simple, in the simple past of these verbs. So to walk, to close, and to end. So walk, close, and end. What is the past form of those verbs? They're all regular verbs. So let's think about it. So walk, today I walk. Yesterday I walked. Close, every day I close the window. Yesterday I closed the window. And end. The film ends every day at 8 o'clock. Yesterday it ended at 7 o'clock. So we have walked, closed, and ended. Do you hear a difference in those sounds? So with walk, it ends in a t sound. With closed, it ends in a d sound. And with end, we actually add an extra syllable, an extra sound, and it ends with id. So those are the three sounds that those two letters, ed, in the regular verbs in the past, those are the sounds that they take. Well, okay, it sounds easy, only three sounds, but when do you know whether to use a t, a d, or an id? Well, this is a problem that my students have all the time. They will say, yesterday I walked home. Don't say walked, it's terrible. So let's talk about the rules right now. It's quite simple. It's all to do with the sound that comes before the ed sound. So let me give you a big list of regular verbs in the past tense, and you can try and put them into the t sound, into the d sound, or into the id sound. So here's the list. Let's go. So, kiss, start, help, show, follow, intend, walk, suspend, record, watch, like, gamble, listen, fart, impart, contract, fluff, ace, ask, farm, rub, bowl, construct, doubt, translate, aid, age, stew, buzz, convict, axe. So that's kiss, start, help, show, follow, intend, walk, which we had before, so let's do work, like, gamble, listen, fart, impart, contract, fluff, ace, ask, farm, rub, bowl, construct, doubt, translate, aid, age, stew, buzz, convict, and axe. Okay, so all you need to do is think of all those verbs, which I will list off to the side of me, this side, that side, I'll figure out later. And you just want to put them into the three sounds. Is it going to be a t sound? Is it going to be an d sound? Or is it going to be an id sound? So do that now. If you want to pause the video, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so let's talk about that. So it's all to do with the sound that comes before the ed. Okay, so let's go through that. Which groups do we put them in? So kiss becomes kissed. Start becomes started. Help becomes helped. Show becomes showed. Follow becomes followed. Intend, intended. Work, worked. Suspend, suspended. Record, recorded. Watch, watched. Like, liked. Gamble, gambled. Listen, listened. Fart, farted. Impart, imparted. Contract, contracted. Fluff, fluffed. Ace, aced. Ask, asked. Farm, farmed. Rub, rubbed. Bowl, bowled. Construct, constructed. Doubt, doubted. Translate, translated. Aid, aided. Age, aged. Stew, stewed. Buzz, buzzed. Convict, convicted. And axe, axed. Okay, so those should be the groups that you put them into. But why? Well, it's quite simple. It's all to do with the consonant sound, so letters like F or L, M for example, the sound that comes before the ED. So let's look at the three groups. What do you notice about the group with the id sound, that extra syllable? Well, all of those verbs end with a consonant sound of d or t. So for example, end, ended, or start, started. And what do you notice about the other sounds for the other two groups? It's the same letter, it's the same sound. So we have that t group for the T and that d group for the D. So that's a nice easy way to remember when you should put the id sound. Now, there's another thing you should know, and it makes it a lot easier. Think about when you make the t sound and the d sound. Think about the position of your mouth when you make that sound. When you say t, d, t, d, do you actually move your lips at all? No, you don't. If you put your fingers to your throat, you notice when you say t, you don't feel anything on your throat. But when you say d, you do. That's what we call a unvoiced sound, the t sound, and the voiced sound, which is the d. But you make it with the same position of the mouth. So that means if you make a mistake between the t sound and the d sound, it's not a big deal. So we can separate all those id sounds that end in t and d into a totally different group. And if you make a different mistake between, let's say, walked and walked, it's not a big problem. However, let's also think about how we can tell the difference. So let's look at the t group, because this is often the smaller group. So what type of verbs end with a t sound in the past with regular verbs? So if we take the example of work or walk, it ends in a K. If we take the example of kiss, kissed, it ends in an S. Help, helped, ends in a P. Watch, watched, it ends in an H. Fluff, fluffed, it ends in an F. And I gave you the example of like, it ends in an E. But if we just add, when we put it in the past, we just add a D, which makes the consonant sound a K sound, a K. So that's why it is a T and not a D sound. So that's quite easy to remember. If it ends in K, if it ends in S, if it ends in P, if it ends in H, or if it ends in F. So if you can remember that, then you can put a T sound. But to be honest, if you make a mistake between T and D, it's not a big deal. But make sure you remember not to give an id sound unless the verb ends with T or D. So Hopefully you found that useful today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And also, if you have any questions, leave us a comment. So which verbs do you always make a mistake with? Which verbs do you find the most difficult to use in the past tense as irregular verbs? Leave us a comment and we will get back to you. Thanks very much for watching and see you next time.